I'm going to be reflecting on the drama conference that I attended last week on Wednesday and Thursday. Basically, these 2 days consisted of six workshops that all had different intentions behind it. So I started off on the first day. Well, actually, overall, the experience I thought was super helpful and actually taught me a lot. I wasn't expecting to learn this many aspects that come with theater. So the first workshop was dance, and it was actually really fun. And I thought I was going to be quite nervous because I didn't really know how to dance, and I'm really bad at dancing. But the teacher made it really easy to follow, and just kind of made us listen to the music, and had us react to something and make a story out of a song. So I thought that was really good to incorporate, for example, in physical theater. That would be a really easy way to incorporate dance, and I really liked the way it looked. And portraying a story just with music, I think, is also a beautiful thing and pretty cool. The second workshop that we had was physical combat. This one was one of my favorites. It was really fun. This one I think is really easily applicable to one of our pieces, and I really want to include this in our devised piece of work because I think it's really cool to just be able to do physical combat without actually hurting anyone. I think it's a pretty good, cool skill, and that really gets the audience. Well, I know I love watching that, so I think it's really interesting for the audience, and so that was really fun. I think I want to include that in our devised piece. The next workshop that we went to was a voice one. Although this was not as interesting as the others, I think this had a lot of technical theatrical terms and really did help, like really would help you if you're trying to work on your turn, your pitch, the rate of how you speak. Yeah, I learned lots of new words. So yeah, this was pretty helpful because mainly, like predominantly, the theater productions are spoken. So this is why this could be really helpful. So yeah, it kind of taught me that you can play and manipulate your voice so much in order to emphasize or create new characters. So yeah, that was really helpful. The next the next workshop that we assisted was the circus one. I think this was more fun than uh, applicable to our daily theater life. It was a really fun experience with the juggling balls and the like the balancing, as well as the spinny top plates. There was a good idea that Miss Stern taught us in class about portraying emotions using the spinning things, and I think that's a good idea. But first, we'd have to master the act of spinning plates and juggling. But that would be a pretty cool idea. And also, I think we can use acro balancing in order, like for physical theater again, but also in order to like portray different emotions, like just balancing with a partner. I think that's pretty cool. Like on different areas of the stage, that was a pretty good idea, and it also made me more comfortable doing that sort of balance things. The next workshop that we attended was viewpoints, and I think this is one of the most helpful and one where I learned the most in. It was basically a guy that came in, which talked to us about creating like a slalom on the floor, and then you had to follow it. And in that slalom, you had to stop 3 times and do an action of someone that would work. So I was a chef, so my action was like cooking, chopping, and opening the oven. So then you'd repeat that, and then what he did was he had a bunch of people around us do the same thing with their own actions, and then he gave us a space, and we could move the furniture around, and then we all did our own uh, little paths, but within each other. And then we had an artistic director would stand at the back and just give us advice, and then also maybe make some connections, make some relationships. And I thought this was a really good devising tool that I think we can actually use because although you have your own moves, you can still interact with other characters subconsciously, and then that can turn into a story, and then you have a story right next to that, and then you can just combine those together. And I think that's a really good and easy way to devise. And also, he taught us how to use furniture and just how to use everything around us and being aware of what we have around us, which was also really helpful. And lastly, we went into the workshop of Chinese puppetry. This was really fun. It was really challenging, but also really fun. What I learned in that was that you can portray death very, very easily, and much more easier than in real life with puppets because you can, physically burn them, hit them, beat them, break them. Uh, they lie still when they're dead. So that was a pretty interesting thing that day. And I also thought that the screening, like when you put the screen and you put puppets there, that was super difficult, and it made me have much more respect for people who do Chinese puppetry. But yeah, overall, I had a great experience, and I hope that I apply these techniques to my theatre